Welcome to our weekly podcast, Make We Take a Look, with your hosts Jab and Annie. Please join us as we look at life without filters to see how we can best live our lives to the fullest. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you will be notified each time we upload another podcast. Enjoy!
Make we take a look on stress, anxiety, and
Fear.
fear. Right? The question is fear, anxiety, and stress, is that a natural part of living? Is that a natural part of life? Right? Because we all live with some level of all of those things, fear, anxiety, and stress. But when we look in the natural world, right? When you look in the natural world, when you look in nature, it appears to me that those things are baked in. Yes, right? They are a natural part of the natural existence.
Okay.
Right? For example, in the natural world, like we talked about before, right? Animals, all animals, are food source.
Our food source, okay.
Right?
Okay.
One animal is eating another animal. Right? So the animal that does not want to be eaten, right, is on a constant state of anxiety, right, and stress. He doesn't want to be eaten.
All right. I don't think it's constant.
Well, maybe it's not constant, but
Yeah.
but it doesn't want to be eaten.
Exactly.
So therefore, it's anxious,
It gets anxious.
right? Right?
When it especially sees or hears something coming where it don't know what it is.
Yes. When it sees something that looks like a predator,
Or a
when-
threat.
a threat. When it sees another animal that it identifies as a predator,
Yeah.
right? It gets fearful, right? Which tells him to either fight or run, right? But in the natural world, though, right? Those things are directly linked life preservation. For example, if a gazelle sees a lion, right? Fear is gonna say run for your life or fight for your life, right? So fear, anxiety, and stress in the natural world, right, is linked to the preservation of life.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah. And looking at it too, it is more of a short-term experience in those areas at that period of time.
Yes. When an animal in the natural world is fearful as long as a scenario exists for it to be fearful.
Exactly.
But it doesn't walk around with fear 24/7.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Afterwards, it can just go graze or do him or do and enjoy him as long as him feels safe.
Yes, as long as it's a safe place or a space, right? The fear is no longer exists, right?
And he's no longer anxious if he sees something in the distance that could be a threat to him, for him or his family. So, yeah. So, if we feel whenever an animal or whenever we are in the natural state or in nature, we definitely experience anxiety, fear, and stress. The stress comes from whatever or whoever want to hunt us down, or the stress may come from the climate or the weather that is different from what you can tolerate. Different stresses, stressors. Alright, so it is real and it's something that's a part of nature. But it is short term for the most of it. Right? Is that what you see?
Yes. So now, for us as the human animal, right, is those same stresses pertain to us? Yes, we feel stress. Yes, we feel anxious, and yes, we feel fearful, right? But are we stressed? Are we anxious because something is coming to eat us? Right? Are we fearful because we recognize a predator? Right? Are we?
No.
So in society, what's the source of our anxiety and our stress and so on?
Alright. Looking in society, we do have people in situations where they live in fear of losing their life, live in fear of or get anxious about, if a storm is coming or, any of those stressors. Alright? But the bad thing about living in society is that it is not for a short time. Sad to say, we almost are constantly anxious, constantly fearful.
No. If that's the case, or is it reasonable to say that the source of our anxiety, the source of our stress and our fear is psychological based? Meaning that, again, on a day-to-day basis, nothing is coming to eat us. There's no predator coming to eat us. So why are we so anxious?
Alright.
Right?
I think the anxiety part is more mental based.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
Mental, psychological
Based, yeah.
Right?
But I think the stress is, a lot of it is the actual physical, excessive stressors outside of us. Bills, other people, driving.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. In the case of the driving, yes, I can see that. But in the case of the bills, right?
Yeah.
The bills is not going to kill us.
No, it is not.
It doesn't threaten our lives.
No.
Right?
No, but it's a stress that makes us anxious.
Yeah.
It also can make us fearful when we can't meet the bills and we think that we're going on the street.
But what I'm saying, right? In the natural world,
yeah.
the stress, anxiety, and fear, right, is necessary for the preservation of life.
It is.
But
in the short term.
And the short term, yes.
Each episode is short term.
Yes. That's what we think. That's what we think, right? But in society, right, all the stuff that we're anxious about, are mostly psychological.
Yes.
Meaning that there's no physical threat in place right now that we're anxious about.
Yes.
Are fearful about.
Yes, because in that case, we tend to have a lot of time looking into the future.
Yes.
Fearful of what may happen, what might happen, what could happen, etc.
Yes.
Alright? And not focus on what is. At the moment you're fine, at the moment you're okay, at the moment you're safe, except for, other circumstances that something could be happening at that time. But for the majority of our experiences, it's that we are living in the future.
Yes.
And we're fearful of something that's going to happen, going to happen, but has not happened.
And cannot happen in the future because the future is not here, right? So we look in the future, which is not here, fabricate stuff psychologically or mentally, fabricate stuff, and then turn around and be fearful of the stuff that we ourselves fabricate, right?
Yeah. I think too that humans are overloaded. We're overloaded with stress coming from too many artificially created stuff.
What?
In nature, it's basic stuff. Last time we just try to stay alive.
Well, that's the name of the game. The name of the game is just don't be eaten. Don't get eaten. It's that simple.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But, like I said, because this society is created, man-made created, there's so many different parts to it that are stressors. And thus, like you say, we get anxious because we're thinking about these multiple stressors that don't even exist or cause a problem at the immediate time. We're thinking about what's going to happen in the future from these stressors that were man-made, created, and all that stuff. So we get anxious. So I have noticed that a lot of people are on anti-anxiety medication. You understand me?
Yeah.
Because it's just it's too much. It's too much stimulation. It's too many demands, stress-wise. And like you say, we've gone into the future.
Yes.
And destroying ourselves by living in the future and not know.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of us are contributing or living a miserable life. and have to go on some form of medication or some kind of something to calm us down,
Yes.
some liquor or something,
Yeah. If your life is in jeopardy, right? It's quite reasonable to be fearful,
Of course.
right? Or if you expect a predator to jump out of the bush, right, and try to eat you, right? It's reasonable to be anxious.
Or if you hear something outside loud
Yes.
around the window or something.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
it's an immediate thing.
Yes. That's okay because
Yeah.
you're thinking about preserving your life.
Exactly.
But for everything else,
Jesus.
the bills, what somebody say about you, who don't like you, whatever the case may be, for all those things, right?
All that people expect from you.
Yes, all the expectation, right?
Yes.
For all those things, right? There shouldn't be any anxiety, fear, or anything stressful about it,
Yeah.
right?
The stress out of your blood pressure gone through the roof
Yes.
and all of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
right? So all those things were put in place in the natural world, right? The natural world. For us to use as a tool to help us preserve our life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But in society, again, most of our stressors, most of our anxieties are based on artificial means.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
What do you think?
I'm telling you, it for you to even be able to look, you have to even go through the experience, and we all experience it. We all experience. We all have stress, and people would say, stress is there, stress is real, but it's how you handle it, it's how you look at it, and so on. But it so happened that we are somehow guided to constantly look in the future and get anxious about every and anything. Anxious about doctor's appointment,
Yeah.
going to the dentist,
Yes.
going to take a test, going to school, going to drive, going to this. But we are so just getting up and going to work to go deal with a group of people on the job that you're not comfortable with. You are so stressed out. You are so anxious that the day before you don't want to go.
Yes.
And you're stressed out yourself the day before.
Yes.
And putting your body through so much trauma. And then maybe have to take a pill in the morning to go through the day, So it's a overload.
Yeah.
We have an overload because we are not in the present. We're
Yes.
not in the present moment. We're always looking ahead and experiencing something that is not currently real.
Yes.
That is not real.
Yes. So yes, stress, anxiety, and fear, they are real things, right? And it's needed, right? But it's needed to assist us in preserving our life, right? But in terms of society, I think the way we approach those things are unreasonable. And again, the source of anxiety and stress and fear, right, are most of the time they're artificially based.
Yes, and artificially based meaning what? They're not things that are
Pose an immediate threat to our life.
Yes. And in addition to saying artificially based, is that they're imagination based.
Yes.
Because the things that we're looking at in the future is only in our minds. They're not real. You can't touch them now, you're not experiencing them now. But the mind doesn't even know that. It is not real when you think about it because your heart races, you get anxious, your blood pressure go up just thinking about it. So looking at it, you see how your body respond and react as if it is imminent.
Yes.
Like it's happening right here and right now.
Yes.
When it's not. So I believe that we have to take the time and look and see that this is somewhat of a madness. That we're going using our mind and leaving the current state of safety, security. You're alright, your belly full or whatever.
Yes.
And gone somewhere else mentally. And traumatize the body through the mind.
Yes.
Because you don't have to look on it and see. When you look on it and you think about something and you start get palpitation and you start sweat and you start worry and your blood pressure gone up and this and that and you can't sleep. And it's not real
And
yet.
it's not real yet.
It's not real yet.
It's not even real yet.
You understand? So the body, it doesn't know the difference. The mind doesn't know the difference between the real and not real. It's just going to react to what the thought process is. So it's the same way if you look on things and look on it pleasurefully, or that you can angle it, or that is not it, or that right now everything is fine. Right now I'm good. You know, right now no knives, no out the door. Right now everything is just fine. That's how the body is going to that's how the body is going to react with the mind giving off certain chemicals. You understand me? So we need to look and see and see where it makes sense and don't make sense. So that we don't constantly mess up our body through our mind process of fear, anxiety, and stress that is not even imminent, is not present. But we're going into the future in our mind, creating something in our mind, and thus punishing ourselves in our minds. So, take a look and see what you see. Share what you see with us. Until we meet again, keep looking. Take care.